When I was in middle school, my 6th grade teachers used an incentive system and would give students fake money whenever we did something good or commendable, and took money away if you broke the rules. At the end of the marking period, there was a huge auction in the school cafeteria where students could spend their money to buy the latest and greatest products the world had to offer 12-year-old kids in the mid-90s. Tamagotchi pets, blow-up couches, Beanie Babies, and the crown jewel of auction items, a waterproof Walkman. You know what I'm talking about. 5 pounds of yellow and black magic. In this year of my life that was marked by my parents' divorce, having a voice that fluctuated its pitch every other second, and just being in middle school, winning that Walkman became an obsession. And by the end of the marking period, I'd amassed 498 class dollars. That Walkman was mine. But then one day, I was sitting in my honors math class taking notes as my teacher, who was a tall ex-military man with a crew cut as flat as a butcher block, lectured on and on about long division or multiplying fractions. And in the middle of his lecture, I turned to the student sitting next to me and asked him a very specific question about the math content. Okay, not really. I actually asked him who he thought was hotter, Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera. And the math teacher stopped what he was saying, turned and looked at me and said in a deep and commanding voice, "Trevor, I said there is to be absolutely no talking. You need to learn how to follow the rules. I'm deducting 500 class dollars from you." I felt every eye in the room staring at me, and tears welled in my eyes when I realized that every single dollar that I'd earned that semester was gone. At the auction in the school cafeteria, they moved a table to the back of the room for kids who had no money to sit at, and being $2 in debt, me and 3 other kids from the entire 6th grade sat and watched the auction from afar. And even though I now know they didn't, I believed every kid in that class knew that I was broke and broken. I was embarrassed and shamed. The story had a profound effect on the rest of my time in school. I mean, my world kept spinning, but gone were the days that I tried to curry favor with my teachers, especially this math teacher. I did everything in my power to get under his skin and make him pay for the way that he affected me. The experience taught me that hard work doesn't always pay off, and so why even put in the effort? After a year of many detentions and calls home, I failed 6th grade math. In 7th grade, I was moved down to a regular math class, as my previous year's performance proved I could no longer handle honors. And because I'd spent the last semester goofing off and loathing my teacher, I was unprepared for this class and struggled again. And this pattern continued through 8th grade, and then all of high school, and even into college, where I failed my first 2 college algebra courses. My struggles with math were always attributed to not being good at it, or having too much of a right brain. However, until middle school, I enjoyed numbers. My war with math began in 6th grade, when I asked my neighbor who his favorite pop star was. Now, the point of this story isn't to paint this teacher as a monster who one morning decided to destroy my career in mathematics. Teachers have bad days and make mistakes all the time. I might be the king of teachers who makes mistakes. The truth is, my old math teacher probably had no idea what impact his simple punishment would have on me. He saw a student talk out of turn and wasn't in the mood to hear explanations. He didn't know that he helped tip the first domino on my downward spiral in math. Students are highly impressionable, and teachers are profoundly influential people. I had an English teacher that same year of middle school, Mr. Peters. Mr. Peters asked me every day how I was doing, and often sat with me after class to talk about my parents' divorce, or the Minnesota Vikings, or scary girls. He listened to me. That's all I can really remember about Mr. Peters' class. But I know I loved every moment in his room. And in a very similar way, he knocked down the first domino of part of my life's trajectory. And now, I'm an English teacher.